Okay. Now let's do the Necromancer. I make friends. Which might be changing, actually. I might not be able to make many friends anymore. I'll show you the build that's so far. This is my best one. I was in the top 1,000. Not sure if I am anymore, but let's see here. Pretty sure I'm still in the top 1,000, but it's more time I take off, the farther down I go. Oh, let's check the leaderboards. Greater Rifts, Necromancer, no 6-piece set. Still in the top 1,000. Top 900 even. Alright, now we're talking. Yep. People are climbing hard and fast, so... And right now, I mean, I've kind of just hit a point where it was just... I could not get any further, and I need to do some retooling. But just to show you how this guy works, so necromancers are very versatile. I'm because it's necromancer, I feel obligated to use skeletons, as many skeletons as possible. I make more skeletons. I make more friends and more friends and more friends. So yeah, first we'll go to the skills that I'm using, and then what the items are that augment them. So using bone spikes as a primary attack to get a stun in, and because it generates the most essence per hit as well, so that's always good. Using Death Nova because it's awesome. It has a very large explosion radius, and it's very spammable, which is good. Skeleton mages with the Skeleton Archer add-on. Well, I'll describe that in a second. More skeletons. Finally using this curse, thanks to a friend of mine mentioning it, and I finally started using that, which has been very helpful. And Simulacrum, because it's also very good, especially if you have a key item. For passives, I'm using the Final Service, which is an oh shit ability. I'm using Swift Harvesting to increase my attack speed, because I'm using a two-handed weapon, so my attack speed is pretty bad, and I need to gather essence back relatively quickly to keep everything going. Again, all this might be changing. This is just what I'm using right now. Overwhelming Essence, because it increases my essence. There's another reason why that's good. And Grizzly Tribute, because my minions hit and they heal me, which, playing on higher levels, yeah, you're going to need some sort of defensive upgrade somewhere. For my powers, we're using the Shadow Hook thing here. For every point of maximum essence, it increases my damage by 0.5%. And bone spikes make more essence, which is good. So I want as much essence as possible, so this way I'll do even more bonus damage. Lurok's Crown, which is just going to double the effect of whatever gem I have in my helmet, which then stacks with some other things, which is good. Ring of Royal Grandeur, which makes it so I can put, I could use less set pieces to get bigger set bonuses. And so to make all this work really, really well, obviously getting lucky and just getting all the equipment necessary was helpful, and then getting the equipment and then adjusting the build is the biggest part of all. So when I picked up this Blood-Tide Blade, I changed my build because I had to. This ability is just too good. Death Nova does 393% increased damage for every enemy within 25 yards. So yeah, the more enemies there are around me, the more damage Blood Nova does. Up to a lot. Up to a lot. Now, there's only one enemy around, it doesn't do any damage at all, and that's a problem with the build. It still works pretty darn well, though, gotta say. The other things that make are the set bonuses that I'm using. So, we're using the Lavishing, part of the Lavishing set. So, my Simulacrums, they don't take damage, they gain all the runes that you can choose for them. It's cooldown to refresh when I die. That's actually not a problem. This build is very survivable. I have died, obviously, but it's pretty tough. And because I have that special power that makes it so I count as having one more piece to a set, basically. I can use 3 of the Lavishing set and get a 4-set bonus. While I have my Simulacrum, reduce my damage by 50%, and some of the damage is then dumped to them. So my damage reduction is incredibly high, which is awesome. I'm using Augalids because I can craft it. It's a recipe you can find through tasks. And this one, it just makes it so I do more damage, I take less damage, from everything and from elites. It's just really good. What else? I'm not using Tragouls. It's just the best piece of chest armor I have at the time, and it works pretty well. Obviously the luxurious. This here, Haunted Visions. This is the key to it all right here. Ignoring what the special gem does. What I'm looking for is the second super ability here. The Simulacrum now drains 1% of my maximum life every second, and it lasts forever. And they can do some other things. But the most important thing is they're permanent. And that is very, 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 very awesome. Everything else is not too spectacular. The standard sort of damage gems that I put on everything else because they're very, very good. Using Captain Crimson's. Everyone uses it. If you're not doing a 6-piece set, you just use this. And what it does is I would increase your life per second, which is very important for me since my Simulacrums are draining me by 1% of my max life per second. So I need a lot of life per second. It reduces my cooldowns, which isn't necessarily too important to me, but it helps. There's a couple of things that it's good for. Reduces the resource cost, which is actually very, very important. But the most important thing is when you have a 3-piece of it. Damage dealt is increased by a percentage of your cooldown reduction. Damage taken is reduced by that as well. So, when we combine all this stuff together, the whole point is we have skeletons. We can make skeletons. They give me life back every time they hit stuff. I got some Simulacrums. Since they have every single rune, that means I get 2 Simulacrums, not just 1. They can cast any ability that I cast. Damage is done to them, 50% less, blah, 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 blah. So I'm basically a three-man team by myself. Now what makes this really awesome is, like, first if I'm summoning skeleton archers, they summon skeleton archers. So there. I have skeleton archers. If I cast Nova, they cast Nova. See where we're going with here? And then that's pretty much that's some other verses. So curse them in order to reduce their health, which increases. I took the rune that makes so the minions do more damage to those targets. It's just a little buff for the minions because they're not particularly great, and I might have to get rid of them, but I just like them for flavor. There's some other things that are good too. So the skeleton archers increase my attack speed. So by quickly spam casting it 3 times, I have almost a maximum number of archers, almost a maximum number of attack speed, which then increases how many times I can bone spike to get my essence back, or how quickly I can Nova, which then also affects the attack speed of my skeletons. When I command my skeletons to attack something, I have them set to frenzy, so they'll increase their attack speed as well. So they attack like mad, giving me life back. And then with the curse, they do extra damage. So if we put all this together, it should be pretty good. Now I have to do regular rifts because I kind of used them all on my other character. So right now it's set for Torment 10. So we're just gonna do a normal rift just to show how all this comes together. So it's a nice relaxing playthrough, hopefully. Now, Torment 10 is still some serious shit, but with this build it's not as bad because just a way tougher than the wizard. The wizard is, even with a shield and blah blah blah, perfect. So we'll just spam. We'll still gotta watch out for shit like that, like. It's been a minute, so I'm kind of getting my feet back here. Now you see, I just walked right through all that, and it was fine. Not playing it quite correctly, but we're working on it. We're getting it back together again. Make sure he's cursed. Command the skeletons. Make archers. Nova, hopefully when I'm closer to him. I didn't think that was going to hit me. Roll through that. Watch out for that. Okay, he's dead. And that's basically how we handle this. So when we're in mobs, pretty much just want to spam. Oh god, my attack speed, my movement speed is really bad. Hold on, I want to make some adjustments. I haven't adjusted my Paragon levels. So unfortunately for this build, I I probably could drop the intelligence, go for movement speed, maximum. Oh, I didn't explain the essence thing. I have a lot of essence. It boosts my damage. I have a lot of cooldown reduction. That also boosts my damage for reasons. I probably don't need this, honestly. No, just for shits and giggles, and we can screw around. We're gonna do this because this will probably go. There we go. And then we'll do the rest of movement speed because this is tedious. Okay. Okay. Yep. Nope. That's sure. Why not? Okay. I'll screw around with that more later, but that's much better. Okay. Now, hopefully I didn't drop my damage by too much. Hopefully by increasing my... Okay, so we're here. We'll make some archers. We'll explode. Everything disappears. So remember all those guys that were here and now they're not? Yeah. Now, again, in a big mob, that works great. But not so much when there's only a couple guys around, so... So, yep. So you see how that one guy was still alive? Yeah, so... Oh. Check this out. Any gems? Nope. So when you're doing a normal Nephilim Rift, you can kind of relax and just explore and check things out. You don't have to go crazy with time. And also, this is how you get the Greater Rift keystones that you need to do the Greater Nephilim Rifts. We'll just wait for a good-sized mob or an elite pack. Perfect. Hey, just time. Okay, curse. Start exploding. Oh, illusion? Oh, you made a mistake, buddy. You fucked up. Cause guess what? They count as enemies for my Nova. So right there, the Nova was probably doing like, I mean, I could actually like count it later on, but we're talking easily 5,000% more damage. So another thing about that, I underestimated the power of the curse. What that particular curse does is it makes it so that when the enemies are low enough in health, they just explode. So it effectively lowers the amount of health the enemies have by about 10%. And turns out that's pretty good. Again, I underestimated it. Okay, we'll pick up some of these pylons. The channeling pylon is just broken. So we're gonna try to exploit this. Actually, I don't really need to. No hurry. Oh, fancy guys. Curse, Nova. Oh, he's gone. Remember when he was there? Me neither. And the channeling pylon that I picked up that's where all these lightning bolts were coming from. Oh no, that was a mistake, buddy. Make sure we have archers. Yay. We're not gonna go back for those guys. Yeah, I can walk through and just Nova Blast, keep running. It doesn't get interesting until you have to deal with a very specific elite or a boss, because then the Nova just doesn't do any damage. It's not terrible, but I mean it's not. Make skeletons. Command set skeletons. Because that's where actually most of my direct damage comes from. And then the curse cleans them up. So see where I rolled right through that arcane ability right there? Most other character classes would just die instantly or near damn instantly if they did that. But that's the one thing I like about this item set, is it makes the character insanely durable. Which at the very least means that it makes for, again, a more relaxed playthrough. Okay, make things, curse, command, blow things up, make skeletons, blow up, and the curse finishes them off. Remember, this is Torment 10, but you remember, if you watched my other video, that's what I was playing my wizard on, and I had to do a lot of kiting. It could be very intense at times. These traps are still very dangerous, so we don't want to screw around with them too much. You see, man, I can just sit here and tank this, like this. What's that one called again? Frozen Pulse. Like I said, I can just eat it, and my damage is not too bad. And I see, it's not gonna be able to screw those guys. Not even gonna bother. I do miss having the illusionary boots as my power. It's just nice being able to walk through enemies. Yeah, yep. Alright, we're almost done. I'll go get this speed pylon over here. Need a big mob. Need a big mob. This'll work. I guess we'll just work our way back. Yeah, that speed pylon's pretty awesome, gotta say.
The Rift Guardian.
Oh my god, do you think the Rift Guardian is here? Okay, command skeletons, curse, explosions, make skeletons, blow up, make skeletons, blow up, make skeletons, blow up, command skeletons, make skeletons, blow up. So this is where, you know, just kind of managing through the abilities to make sure that, you know, always have the maximum number of archers you can have is 10. Whenever the old ones will be replaced by new ones. Make sure he's cursed. Command. And he's gone. No problem. And again, this is Torment 10, so not too shabby. It still works. The thing is, when you get to Torment 11 and even Torment 12, everything becomes exponentially much more dangerous. So it seems like on 10 that it's ridiculous, but when you get to 11 or 12, you start seeing its weaknesses start to come through. Thanks, Auric. Let's see if I got anything nifty. Probably not. Pretty sure I already have like 5 of these. Yep. Oculus? Briggs. That's not bad, but I like the ones that I'm using, so I'm just gonna stick with that for now until I find something better. I might have a ring set I could try now, but since I now have the Greater Rift tokens, I'll now we'll do one of those and see if I can get through it. While I'm here, I want to explain the whole the damage boosting thing. I wish the timer would keep ticking. So I get 0.5% extra damage for every point of what is it called, essence. For every point of essence. So every 2 essence gives me 1% more damage. Excuse me. Leoric's crown makes it so whatever gem is in my hat has double the effect. And this is a trick I learned from other dweebs on the internet like myself. So you put the diamond in there, which reduces your cooldown. So that's being doubled by Leoric's. So even though it says it's 12.5% cooldown reduction, it's actually 25%. And because of that, combined with Captain Crimson's over here, it's set, which gives you another 20% cooldown reduction, and it makes it so you do more damage and have damage reduction based off of your cooldown reduction. So when we do all that stuff, we look and see cooldown of 48.12. Also, the Enchantress has a passive that increases your cooldown. So I'm basically almost getting a 50% bonus to damage just from cooldown reductions. And if we look at the resource, so maximum essence 580, so half of that is being added to my damage as well, which is 290, right? 290%. So I'm getting over 300% bonus damage from just those two things. A lot of this bonus essence is from the passive. Also, the simacrums have a rune that increases your maximum essence. There's some you can get things. Get special abilities on items that increase that as well. So we're gonna see. Do that later. So, say 56 is the highest I've ever done. 56 is Torment 12, which is pretty extreme. So we just did 53 on the Wizard, so I'll do 53 again, just to show as a comparison of how the two play. So remember, as the Wizard, I died. I'm about to die instantly. What the hell was that? Oh, duh. So when you go into a Greater Nephilim Rift, it gets rid of everything that you had. So my simacrums were not activated when I entered. And hence, all of my fancy damage reduction I keep ranting about didn't exist, and I almost died immediately. Which would have been pretty funny. It was pretty funny. So we're just going to go through, going to poke, do some exploding, find a mob, get a curse on all of them. So you see, this is technically Torment 11. And now we can start to see that these guys are substantially tougher than those Torment 10 guys. Like, it is not night and day, but it's considerable. Especially since those particular mobs, particular elites, are not particularly tough. You see, I Nova'd a bunch of times on those 3 guys and they didn't die. That's because the Nova really only comes good when there's lots and lots of guys around. So, like, this is actually pretty good. Make sure they're cursed. I'm not getting the main guy, though. See, he's making a wall for himself because he thinks he's clever. Make sure he's being targeted. See, the thing again I love about this build is just how survivable it is. It's a much more relaxed. I can just kind of sit here. I can do it. I can focus on my skills. And try to do them correctly, anyways. And you can see this guy just does not take damage. I mean, it'd be nice if these 2 guys got closer to me, so it would trigger my my thing. There we go. So you see, barely creeping ahead of the timer. We're getting there, though. Are these minions? I don't care about minions. Screw your minions. Unless there's a fancy guy with you. I don't care. Out of my way! Out of my way! This is when I miss illusionary boots. One thing that's a bit techie with this particular setup is I have to keep commanding the skeletons ahead of me, otherwise they'll make the mobs stay behind until I move far enough forward that they just teleport to me. So in order to keep the mobs collected for maximum effectiveness, and those guys have a slow, which is really annoying. We're just gonna move on here. Well, we can see I really have not, besides that one screw up in the beginning, and that was because I was being obtuse. We're not gonna. Oh, there we go. Now we're talking. No, this guy. We're not talking. This guy. Come back. Come, skeletons. I mean, I could just sit here and tank it. It's not a big deal. I got frozen pulse on me. I got lightning. Whatever. I don't care. Yeah, we're getting a small lead. Another thing too is that for this particular build against a boss, I need a very big lead because it's just going to take forever for me to kill him. Make sure the skeletons are attacking the correct target. And again, I'm probably going to replace the skeletons. I just think they don't do enough damage, unfortunately. I love them, but just outside of that molten. Make sure he's cursed. I want it fading away right when. Okay. Not gonna test the molten. That'd be arrogant. Hopefully this isn't the dead end. It isn't. Okay. No, come get over here, skeletons. What are you doing? So maybe after this, we'll tool around, go through a tooling. That might be kind of fun. I could sit here, record, basically just record me talking to myself. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother with those guys. Just wanna, as long as we're blowing up enough per second to. Is that a mob? It's a mob! Yay! It's an elite mob. No, get closer together, not farther apart. No! Target back. And when he's... Where'd the skulls go? Oh, there's one left. I thought I got them all. That explains a lot, actually. Okay, now we're... Look, I'll just eat this arcane. It's not a big deal. Like, on most other builds, that would be almost instant death for a lot of others out there. Getting a pretty good lead. I still want a bigger lead. I just saw electrical. Where is it? Who is it? It's a skeleton? Oh, it's a skeleton. Okay. Hard to see with all the other skeletons going on. Basic skeletons are really good elites for greater risk because they have relatively low hit points. I can't even tell which one I'm targeting. Okay. Beautiful. Conduit. That would have been smart. But yeah, so elite mobs are basically just improved versions of whatever the base model is. So if you have an enemy that has generally low hit points and you turn them into elite mob, the elite mob has generally low hit points, which is awesome. It means you can kill them quickly, get your bonus. I want to just collect these orbs, make sure I'm topped off. Make sure I have enough essence. I would really like to have found another elite mob. Well, I had channeling, but they're hiding. I haven't seen an elite mob anywhere. Did I pass one and just like didn't even notice because I was too busy just... Oh, I just saw a big massive thing for 1 billion. That's the... So when you see like 1 billion damage, that's probably off one of the legendary gems. Probably the Smitey one. That one's really good. Well, since we're here and you're still alive, okay. Get back here. Just trying to see if we can get a new mob forming here. Need some more here. See if we, no, come over here, thank you. What's that? Almost. A little bit more. Come on. One thing I'm not particularly used to casting the curse on things yet. Maybe let's do this. There we go. A little bit overkill now. I don't need. But those guys are good for me. They summon a lot of minions. Other interesting things. You can summon skeleton archers while casting your other ability, so you can basically like gain essence while spending it to make archers. So this guy just like Kamehamehas. Just gotta watch out for that. He'll wall you in. And he'll wall you in, summon friends, and Kamehameha. Those friends do not count as images. They're basically attacks, so they're not actually like interactable. I think they can block you, but we should be good on time. So you can see, like, compared to the wizard, that this is again a much more relaxed playthrough. My health has barely been affected by them. I'll just eat one of these to show you. Like, it's not. Oh, I casted some Simulacrum for no reason. Force a habit from the wizard. I mean, the wizard, if I ate one of those for that long, she'd be dead. She would be super dead. So again, this is more about, you know, cooldowns, making sure the skeletons are on track, make sure I got maximum skeletons out there. Look, I ate a bunch of that. It was perfectly fine. I'd rather not eat two of them at the same time, though. That'd be bad. Another thing that's cool is obviously you can use the archers to surround an enemy, as you see that I'm doing, to create an impassable barrier. And then he just can't get to me. And eventually, if you keep an eye on his health bar while he's cursed, you'll see that eventually he'll just explode. Just make sure that he stays good and cursed. Eventually, he's just going to explode. Way before the health bar ever even gets to empty. So he just, boom, gone. That saves so much time. That's actually, gotta thank a friend of mine for that. And now, because again, compared to the wizard, this was a breeze. It was a little tighter on time, I think, by a little bit. But as far as just, you know, again, very relaxing. Now, what I want to try with this guy is this gem I'm upgrading, because this is going to, each attack you make against an enemy increases the damage it takes from your attacks by, well, 0.9%. I'm upgrading it, so it looks like it'll be 1% and change by the time I get it fully upgraded.
I need to go back.
Yeah, and that's it. So again, just yeah, this build's really
A
good.
fine
I'm gonna do some tooling. I'm gonna make a separate video for that because the tooling process can be kind of dull and requires a lot of stuttering and taking things back and fucking around. So I gotta spend blood shards and stuff. So I was gonna. Well, so let's at least take a look at this. We'll see if we got anything cool. Oh, got whatever this is. I've never seen this before. Bone Spear now costs 40 essence and deals a shit ton of damage. Okay. Anaria's Will. The bone armor one, yeah. Burden of the Invoker. Oh, it's a Crusader. Well, that's okay. I have a Crusader too, so it's nice to have something for somebody else. That's cool. Puzzle Ring summons a treasure goblin who picks up normal quality items for you. He drops a rare item with a chance for a legend. Oh, I like that guy. Now, what I'm probably gonna do is you can remove the level requirements for something using the Kanai's cube. It's one of the things that it can do. So you can make it so any level character can use that thing. Apparently there's a oh ooh there's a trick behind the puzzle ring. Oh, you guys. Well, the product of an ingenious and friendly mind. This ring has interlocking pieces that rotate and shift to reveal strange glowing patterns. Reveals a different magical property. I'll sit on that. Oh, that's how this guy works. And I'm full of loot. Oh my god, I'm playing this game too much. That's that. Yeah. And the only thing again, like, it kind of sucks. Like, if you see a build you like, you're like, oh, that's really cool. I want to do that. You got to get the items. The only reason why I did this build in the first place was because I just so happened to get Haunted Visions, and I was like, that's awesome. That's the one that makes the Simulacrum permanent. And I'm like, well, I have to do that because the only reason why I didn't use Simulacrum before was because the cooldown is way too long. It's a 2-minute cooldown, which doesn't seem like it's a very long time in Diablo terms, and you cost 25% of your health, and it doesn't even last that long. So it's like, but once it's permanent, it's like, oh yeah. One other thing I want to point out, so the whole the Simulacrum is being permanent, draining 1% of my life. So it's very important that I gain more life per second than I have 1% total life. Hopefully I did my math right. I think I did. So 1% would be 8,700 and something. So I'm actually twice that. So I'm good to go. So I'm gaining twice as much life than I'm losing per second. So that's why I don't see my life bar actually being affected. In fact, I could even reduce that a little bit. It's fine, but again, I like the tankiness because it makes things just, again, much more relaxing. But I'm going to do some tooling around and try some new builds, and might as well put that on the internets. And I think that'll be all for this